Hello.
Hello.
Yes?
Yeah, ma'am. My name is David. I'm calling you from National Debt Relief Center. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm also fine. Thanks for asking me. This is no obligation call, and we are providing you a free code how to get debt free and save up to 50% on your unsecured debt. So, do you have credit card debts like $10,000, $12,000?
Yes.
How much is that? Like $10,000, $12,000?
I'd say around 14,000.
Okay. So, I believe you have a source of income, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I believe you don't file any bankruptcy.
No.
Okay. So I believe, sorry, are you currently working with another debt firm or law firm?
No.
Okay, that's great. So by the way, what is your zip code?
90802.
90802. Okay. So what is your first and last name?
Lindsay Gardner.
How to spell your first name? Yeah.
Lindsay.
Lingsay.
Correct.
Okay. Lindsay.
Yes.
What is your last name? How to spell?
Gardner.
E-R. Gardner. Okay. Lindsay Gardner, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, thank you for that information, ma'am. You are pre-qualified for this program. So now I will transfer your call to my debt specialist. He will further guide you, okay?
Okay.
Just stay with me. Yes, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I have Miss Lindsay Gardner on the line, and her debt amount is $14,000. Looking for some debt relief options. Can you please able to assist her? Okay, thank you. Yes, hello, Miss Lindsay.
Hi.
Yes, hi. Good afternoon. My name is Claire, and I'm calling you with National Debt Advisors on a recorded line. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you. And of course, you were transferred to me because I believe you were interested in learning about some debt relief programs, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And of course, I just wanted to make sure how much is your total unsecured debts right now?
I'd say around 14,000. A little over 14,000.
Okay, so around 14,000, maybe more. And of course, this 14,000 debts that you have, what kind of debts are we dealing with here? Is this from credit cards, medical bills,
It's all
personal loans?
it's all credit cards.
All credit card, okay. And from how many credit cards does this came from?
2.
Two cards. Okay, got it. And of course, Ms. Gardner, I just wanted to clarify with you, what we do here is we offer a hardship debt relief program, wherein we give you different kind of debt relief options or programs that could help you eliminate your debt faster and also to help you lower down interest rates like on a monthly basis, okay?
Okay.
All right. So of course, what I'm going to do here is I have one of our licensed debt specialists on the other line, and I will get you, and I will connect you to one of our licensed debt specialists. They will be the one who's going to provide you those options and explain to you what are those programs. Okay.
Okay.
And if you think, of course, what we are offering is something that could be helpful for you, then you can make your decisions. If it's not, you're always free to say no at the end. There's no obligation on your side, just for you to have an idea about what are those options, okay?
Okay.
All right, then of course, before I connect this call, as I can see here, you are currently residing in the state of California.
Yes.
Zip code number here is 90802. That is in Long Beach. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. And of course, have you filed for any bankruptcies in the last 2 years?
No.
All right. And are you currently working with some other debt company, just like what we are?
No.
Okay, good to hear that. So, of course, before connecting for quality assurance, this call is being recorded. I will now connect this call to one of our licensed debt specialists, just in case your phone number is listed on a do not call directory, okay?
Okay.
All right, so you might hear some ringing or some music. That means we are connecting. Don't hang up the phone. I will be with you on the line, all right?
Okay.
All right, hold on one moment. I will try to connect us. By the way, once we got connected, allow me to introduce you first for
Okay.
us to be able to assist you better, okay? Hold on, here we go. Hello, and thank you for calling Americor. This call may be recorded for quality assurance purposes.
Hi, this is Chad on a recorded line. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Yes, hi, good afternoon. I have here Miss Gardner on the line with me with unsecured debts for around $14,000 on two credit cards. Can you please assist? Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Hi, this is Chad on a recorded line. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today?
Hi, I'm Lindsay.
Your name is what?
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
Yes.
All right, Lindsay. Let me start this. It looks like there's no application on my end. How do you spell Lindsay? Lindsey?
S-A-Y, yes.
Lindsay, what's your last name, Lindsay?
Gardner.
Gardner?
Yes.
All right. And I have your phone number as...
Yes.
May I send you a quick text message just in case we get disconnected?
Sure.
All right. And if you could do me a favor and just reply back with a yes. All right, Lindsay, what's your email address?
It's just my first name and last name, 12@gmail.com.
And what is your home address?
231 Windsor Way in Long Beach.
Windsor?
Yes.
Windsor Way, Long Beach. Guess what? I'm in Irvine.
Ooh.
We are right down the street, buddy.
Well, considering LA traffic, it's more like
And what is the zip code?
90802.
Yeah, like 5 hours. 90802. All right, Lindsay. So, people typically call in because they're looking to consolidate their unsecured debt, such as high-interest credit cards, any personal loans, or medical debt. Is that what you're looking to accomplish today? What's
Yes.
your goal?
Yeah, mainly to it's already consolidated to credit cards, but obviously especially because the Fed raised the rates, the interest rates are so high. It's unbelievable. It's like 20 something percent. And so if you're just doing minimum payments, there's no way to, you'll never crawl out from under it essentially, but you also can't do like a personal loan or something to get it at a lower interest rate, because then your debt to income ratio is too high, your credit score or whatever, and so it's just impossible to shift it to something with a lower interest rate.
Yeah, and interest rates just keep climbing and climbing. The other day I saw one at 33%. I was like, whoa, bro, what's going on here?
I didn't know that was legal. Holy shit.
I know, we're starting to look like Argentina with their 50%.
That's payday loan territory right there, man.
Oh, man, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to get started with a few simple questions, but before that, I'm going to just give you an idea of what this call will entail. As your debt consultant, my responsibility is to get to know your situation, conduct a soft credit pool, review your outstanding accounts, and do a complete monthly budget. After that, we'll discuss your options to resolve your debt and get you that financial assistance you called in for. Sound good, Lindsay?
Sounds good. Oops.
All right. So are you married or unmarried?
Unmarried.
Do you consider yourself single, divorced, widowed, separated?
Single.
Have you moved in the last 6 months?
No.
How long have you lived in Long Beach?
My whole life.
Oh, nice. And Lindsay, what do you do for a living? What is your occupation?
I'm retired.
How long have you been retired for?
About 2 years.
And are you collecting Social Security?
Yes.
How much are you getting per month after taxes?
I think it's about $13.80.
$13.80. Is that your only source of income?
I mean, as recurring income, since that comes in, I do have like investments, like a 401k that I could hypothetically pull from to like to pay off debts, for example. But then that money's wiped out. It doesn't continue to grow. It doesn't give you dividends. You have to like cash the whole thing out, and pay it off. And so I'm like, what about the future? That's the whole point of a 401k. It lasts your whole life.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but isn't it supposed to be for when you retire? So now it's time to start spending it, Lindsay.
Well, yeah, true. I mean, you can start pulling more from it, but obviously you can't like blow the whole thing in one go. It's like if your 401k was just a year's salary that covers a year of your life, then what? You still have many more years to go, and it's gone. So that's why people need 401ks in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, but like who can save that much?
Yeah, they call it a 401k, but it's more like a 101k. And how much do you send to creditors every month?
I want to say it's around the 550 range, trying to make slightly more than minimum payments because the minimum payments keep, rising. If all that went to the principal, it would be easy, but when the interest keeps climbing, it just doesn't do anything. It doesn't make a dent.
Yeah, it's extremely hard these days to make 3 to 4 times your minimum payments to get ahead of all this interest. And how much do you owe right now in unsecured debt? This is high interest credit cards, any personal loans, or medical debt.
No, just the credit cards. Maybe a little over 14,000 on those cards. I mean, I have my other cards that I will put gas on or groceries, but I managed to pay those on time in full, so I don't think those really count. These are the only 2 accounts that are really giving me trouble.
And other than the high interest being extremely hard to catch up on, what led you to accumulate this $14,000? What happened?
It was a combination of things. You would be amazed. You would think at my age I would have like a rock solid budget, but I really don't. I was always just like, spend whatever. Obviously, cost of living is really high here in SoCal, especially those freaking gas prices. Car maintenance. I didn't really understand what happened, but just an engine problem with the car that was very expensive to fix. And so when those things start adding up, and then again, if you're not paying in full, you're just making minimum payments or, half of the statement balance, the other half still gets that high interest rate, and then it just balloons from there.
Got it. You had to replace your whole engine, huh?
I think it was something like that, or something inside of it was, either way, it was crazy expensive. And it's like, well, you kind of need a car here, so I can't just abandon it and walk everywhere. So
how much did it cost to fix your engine? Because it cost more was worth.
I think it was about what it was worth. I should have looked into like junking it, but I mean, this was like during the height of COVID, so like used car prices were insane. I mean, it was used cars cost more than new cars at that point. Like it was just bonkers. And so I didn't really have an option of just dumping it and getting a beater. I could just get a Corolla for like $2,000, but those don't exist.
Yeah, I still drive. I drive a 20-year-old Crist, and that hybrid car I love. But once that big battery dies out, they're saying it's going to cost me $15,000. I'm like, bro, it's only worth $3,000. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Gosh. All right. How long have you been paying on these accounts, Lindsay?
I mean, it scaled up. I want to say like since maybe like November 2020, definitely in 2020 after COVID happened. But it's been sort of slowly building. It hasn't been terribly long, but yeah, it's been a while. If I had to guess.
You said you have a 401k. Are you into crypto at all?
No, never.
No. Oh, never mind.
My kids
Your
tried to
voice
get me
sounds
into it, but
very
I was
similar
just
to
like,
this guy.
you know,
How many kids do you have?
2.
2.
But I
Nice.
did see when of course Tesla stock was crazy for a time, and that one time like 2 years ago when GameStop just like skyrocketed. I'm like, man, I should have thrown all my money in there.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I wish I got into that. I actually jumped in on AMC when it skyrocketed like that too.
I remember that.
Was my one big win. Have you missed any payments on these accounts?
Thankfully, no. I mean, maybe like once or twice when I just forgot the payment was due and paid late, but it wasn't like 30 days report to credit late. It was like a day or two. They hit you with a fee, but everything's fine late.
Yeah, that's good. Because late payments and missed payments affect your credit score. So one is not bad at all. Good job. Are you still using these credit cards for daily essentials, gas, or food, or anything?
I use different cards because I think they said something like if you, I don't remember what it was. Well, I mean, obviously it doesn't make sense to, continue to add to their balances. It's better to try to pay them down. But it just makes more sense to put your daily essentials on separate cards that you can pay off in full, kind of keep things segmented.
Yeah, for sure. That's how I do it. And are you looking to make any major purchases in the next 1 to 2 years, or is your main goal to become debt-free?
I think it's better to be debt free. The house is taken care of. Assuming the car doesn't break again, that won't be a problem, and I can curb my own spending. Might have to give up traveling for a little bit, but it's worth it, I think, because those interest rates aren't going down anytime soon. So,
No. Has your credit score been impacted since your debt has accrued?
I haven't checked it in a while. I'm not even sure how you're supposed to check it. Like where you would be able to find it. I imagine my debt to income ratio is quite high, and utilization would be high on those cards. But like, without bankruptcies or missed payments or, credit inquiries, I don't know how much of an effect those two factors alone have, because that's like the only negative mark on it.
Yeah, we'll check it right now. So next is actually, I'm going to conduct that soft credit pull. So to do that, all I need is your date of birth and your social.
So date of birth is November 3rd, 1956.
And your social?
45462.
Thank you for that.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have your permission, Lindsay? Actively personally challenge system.
Yes.
Okay. Do I have your permission to conduct a soft credit pull?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to put you on a brief hold while I review your creditors. Just give me about 2 minutes, okay?
Sure.
All right. I just need you to confirm your social one more time.
Give me a second. 5462.
Okay. And do I have your permission to conduct this soft credit pull?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, something strange is happening. It's saying you have no data is coming back. So I'm just going to put you on another brief hold, talk to the boss upstairs, and see what the heck is going on with our system.
Sure. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, what's up?
You there?
Yes.
Okay, so I tried to pull your credit, and there's no data coming back. So let me just confirm that I have everything spelled out correctly. So this is what would be on your driver's license or your birth certificate.
Right.
Lindsay, Lindsay.
Correct. Oops.
Right?
Yes.
And then Gardner, Gardner.
Yes.
And then your address, I have 231 Windsor Way, Windsor spelled WINDSOR WAY. Is
Yes.
that right?
Yes.
Long Beach, California, 90802.
Correct.
All right, and I got your date of birth as 11/3/56.
Yes.
Yeah, so all your information is correct on here, and you got no data coming back on your report. So what we're going to need, if you do have this 14 grand in debt, we're going to need some statements. It happens very rarely, but it does happen sometimes. So we're just going to need you to email me your most recent statements from all your creditors. Then we can add it onto the report and get you some help.
Okay, sure.
All right, so I am going to... I need your email address. What's that one?
It's still the same.
It didn't get saved. It was...
It's fine. Yeah, it's just first name, last
Lindsay
name.
Gardner 14,
12.
right?
12.
At Gmail or Yahoo?
Gmail.
Email. All right. So I'm going to text you my contact information with my email address.
Mm-hmm.
And when you gather up all those statements, just take a picture and email it to me. The way I'm going to need it is it's going to need to show... going to need to show you the full account number, your first and last name, and the balance, the current balance.
Okay.
Doable?
Yeah. Would like just the statement work? Like the page that has like all your transactions, your current balance, all that fun stuff?
Yeah, the current balance,
Okay.
and it needs to show your name, your full first and last name, and then the account number on it.
Okay.
All right, so I just texted you my contact info.
There it is.
Email that to me. Once I get that emailed to me, I will upload it onto your profile, and I will give you a call back. Hello, Lindsay?
Yes.
Hi, Lindsay. This is Chad from Americor. We are on a recorded line. We spoke about a week ago regarding some consolidation on your unsecured debt and credit cards. Just calling today to complete your application and go over your options.
I knew I forgot something. Fuck. I was supposed to send you the statements, right? Because the credit check didn't go through?
Oh, yeah. You had your address is coming up as the Long Beach subway.
The Long Beach subway?
Yeah, 231 Windsor Way.
I thought it was that we tried to run a credit check with the social and it didn't work. So you were like, okay, just send me your statements. I'm like, oh yeah, I was supposed to do that.
Let me review this again.
I knew I should have done something.
Correct. Yeah, your credit check did not come back.
Okay.
And because your home address is showing up as a public transit.
That's extra bizarre. Okay. I'm gonna have lunch. Can you remind me your callback number one more time, and I will go get that looked into. I'll check see what the hell's going on with the address. Check the get the statements. Cause it's like, yeah, I knew I'm forgetting something, but you know.
Your credit report would come back. We just need an address, proper like home address.
Oh, I thought you guys wanted like the credit card statements that reflects like the different balances and stuff like that. That's what I remember, but.
Yeah, we did need that, but after doing some research, your address 231 Windsor Way. Let me Google that real quick. 231 Windsor Way. Yeah, that's the Queens Bay transit system.
I mean, I can give you a different address if you prefer.
Oh, we need a home address.
Yeah, so the home address is nearby. It's in Long Beach, and the zip code is slightly different. It's 90810.
And that's your mailing address?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can try and run your credit again. Just would have to confirm your date of birth and your social.
Sure thing. Date of birth, November 3rd, 1956. And social, 4819.
5. Yeah, the social you gave me last time is totally different. So What is this new social?
What?
Can you repeat your social again?
4819.
And your date of birth is November 3rd, 1956?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have time right now?
I was just gonna get ready for lunch. Do you I don't want to look for the note. I know I wrote down like your callback number and your email somewhere, but I can after I finish lunch get the statements to you. But
I'll text you my contact information right now.
Once I finish lunch, I can jump on it. I don't know how I forgot last time, but I was like, yeah, I knew I was supposed to do something, but
yeah.
Shit.
All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit. Text me when you're ready, or I'll be checking my email for those statements.
Okay, perfect.
All right, Lindsay, talk to you soon.
Okay, so I have to explain this call. So I'm usually around 2 weeks behind on scam call stuff. So if you're listening to a call on YouTube, it probably happened 2 weeks before the date that it was posted. And so I took the call initially from Chad. I remembered vaguely what we talked about and that I was supposed to email him statements and stuff, but I couldn't remember, what address I'd given him, what social I'd given him, stuff like that. I fully intended to call him back since I had his callback number and ask him who David from National Debt Relief Center and Claire from National Debt Advisors were, to do my typical follow-up, ask them who transferred me to them, accuse them of being a scammer, the usual stuff that I do. I fully intended to do that. I just hadn't gotten around to it. And he called me before I could. So he caught me totally off guard. I was quite flustered. I couldn't get to my notes that I had on the phone call, and it was just kind of all over the place. Thankfully, you would think by being given a completely different social security number and having been given an address that's like a business that couldn't possibly be a residence, you would figure with that having happened, he would never want to speak to me again. He'd be totally like freaked out, but not our boy Chad. So thankfully, there is a third phone call.
Hi, Lindsay. This is Chad on a recorded line.
Hi, Chad. How are you?
Chad with I'm good. Are you available right now?
Yeah.
All right. I just got your voicemail. Sorry, we've been super busy. A bunch of meetings today. So, you want to get this squared away? You got all your documents?
I just want to ask you for the initial call when we spoke. I think it was April 2nd. I want to say it was. So initially, I received a call from somebody called David from National Debt Relief. It was it seemed to be like a foreign call center. It was like an Indian accent. They transferred me in a warm handoff to Claire from National Debt Advisors. Very different. She asked me the same information. How much debt do you have? What is it on? Are you in a bankruptcy? Are you talking to an attorney or a different debt consolidation firm? Blah, 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 blah. And then she gave me the warm handoff to Chad from Americor. So who's Claire?
National Debt Relief is a competitor. They are they're just another company out there. They're just as good, we offer a couple better solutions. We offer a loan after 6 months, which they do not do. And we also have that Americor client portal app that you download onto your phone, which you can see all your money accumulate onto, which they do not offer as well. So we are a little bit better, but they are a good company.
But I mean, why would they pass me off to you if they're a competitor? Wouldn't they want the lead for themselves?
I have no idea how that could even be possible, because we don't even work with them, so I don't know how they could do that.
Well, I told you that the chain went from they probably don't even work for them, but from David at National Debt Relief to Claire from National Debt Advisors, and she's the one who passed me off to you. So it was 3 people essentially. But I mean, from when it was passed off to you, it was a warm handoff. Claire called, you picked up, she's like, "Hi, I have Lindsay here," and then you took it over. So who's Claire?
Like I said, National Debt Relief is just a competitor. I don't know how they could have transferred it over to here. This is the first that's ever happened.
Do you want an audio of the call? An audio recording?
No, I totally believe you. It's cool. So we can finish up.
Yeah. I was just curious, kind of like how they even got my number in the first place, and I mean, National Debt Advisors is an intermediary anyway. It went to them, and then they transferred me to you. So, but I mean, you would know who National Debt Advisors is, right? Because
Yeah, they're a competitor, so I don't know how they transferred it over to here. But the banks sell your information, so all of our competitors can see that you have some debt going on, so they sell your information.
Huh.
That's the only way I could think of that would end up this way.
I can see them doing that, and I have a lot of credit cards, so I can imagine one of them was, getting some side cash on. Do they sell
sure.
like just your balances, or like the fact that you've missed payments, or because I mean, tons of Americans have credit card balances, so I don't know how that would be an indicator of who needs debt relief. All Americans have debt.
Yes, we do.
So is it typical for you to get like handoffs like that? No,
never.
Because that's how we came into touch. Do you not remember?
We came into touch a few weeks ago. I remember calling you, and I don't remember exactly how we got into touch, but I remember speaking with you initially.
I remember being April 2nd, and yeah, Claire was like, all right, I'll pass you on to somebody. She called, we got the Americor briefing, it rang, and then you answered, this is Chad. And she's like, hi, this is Claire, I have so-and-so on the line, and then it was a warm handoff, and then we continued talking.
Yeah, I do see April 2nd. Yeah, I don't know.
That's weird.
Well, we'll just continue with this application and get this going. Sound good?
Yeah. So you just wanted the statements on the two on the two cards in question, essentially, like the two cards with balances.
Well, I haven't been able to do a soft credit pull on you because your address was off that last time. So for security purposes, I'm going to need you to confirm your date of birth and your social and your current address.
So, date of birth, November 3rd, 1956.
Okay, yeah, you paid that. Perfect.
Home address in Long Beach, California, 90810. And then
your social.
5462.
Can you repeat that?
5462.
How much are utilities or those included? I see what's going on, because this is the third different social you've given me. The last one you gave me yesterday or 2 days ago was completely different.
I may have accidentally given you my husband's social. I should have got my card for you.
Okay, so this one is yours, right? With your name on it?
Yeah. Okay, so at this point, I got another call. And this happens somewhat frequently, and it's quite annoying because you have to make a split-second decision. Do I take the incoming call and risk losing the active scam call I have going on, or do I ignore a potential new scam call and keep going with the one I'm already on? That's actually what happened with this saga. I was on a Medicare scam call with a company called eHealth when I had an incoming scam call. So I took it and ended up being the guy from National Debt Relief Center who started this whole thing. And of course, I would have never had this whole saga if I hadn't taken that call. So it's always a risky decision. In this instance, I think that we have exhausted everything we needed from Chad. He's denying that there was a handoff when we initially spoke. He's denying he's ever had a call handed off to him, which I just don't believe. He's completely lying. He's denying that anything shady is going on. He's just totally not willing to cooperate with that. And it could partially be that he doesn't know, but I think he's just trying to cover his own ass. But regardless, as they say, you can't get blood from a stone. So there was no sense in continuing to question him on this. And having given him 3 different social security numbers, which was not any kind of tactic or anything, that was my fault. I'm really dumb. I couldn't keep track of what number I had given him when, and therefore I ended up giving him 3 different numbers. So after that happened, I don't think he would have been more willing to continue the application. Anyway, And so that part of it was done too. So I think that was great timing for that to end. We did email him and his company a copy of, the audio of the beginning of this whole thing where we have the two handoffs to get to him. Unfortunately, we never heard back. I don't know if it ended up in his spam box or he just frankly didn't feel like listening to it and addressing it at all. Every time I try to call him, he's away from his desk, so I have to leave a voicemail and I'm at the mercy of whether or not he chooses to call me back. I don't know about you guys, but I have this strange feeling that Chad doesn't want to talk to me anymore. What a Chad.